Welcome to another episode of the Ballinesian Podcast here on the Polytickin Network. Thank you so much for tuning in. Samoans talking sports, Charger and Raider fan, talking about the NFL Week 5, the happenings that are coming up. But we're going to recap our games in Week 4. We are sponsored by Livasa Island Apparel. Shout out to Brother E. Ride, www.livasaislandapparel.com. They're one of their first mobile fresh drop locations there at the Via Dolorosa Church in Modesto. Great turnout, getting people food and resources that they need. So shout out to them. And I think it was Second Harvest that they partnered with. So love to see it. Definitely want to get more people informed about what's going on out there. So if you can use those resources, definitely sign up. Follow them at Levasa, _Vasa on Instagram for the latest. And the next updates on when the next Mobile Fresh drop, when the next food bank, when the next neighborhood market's going to happen. Less stuff happening down there in Modesto. We are on the Polytickin Network. Shout out to the Pod Boys, the Patreoners, the patrons, patreon.com/the Polytickin Podcast. $5 or more to sign up for exclusive weekly episodes. You can write in. You can definitely join the community, be commenting on some of these exclusive conversations that we have. They found out that I have diabetes on the last Patreon. They were like, what? No. we talking about medical life stuff. Yeah, shout out to the Pod Boys. We also have the Polytickin Podcast. Marcus and Cepha are talking about current events, things that are going on. Just a bunch of different stuff that you want to tune into. So definitely check them out. Me and Marcus on the Pacifica Movie Starter Kit. Tons of different reviews, hours and hours of reviews of different films, from Once Were Warriors. What other movies did we do? Freaking Moana, Boy.
I know a movie you didn't do.
All right, so we got a lot of reviews and content there for you on the Pacifica Movie Starter Kit. Definitely check that out. And then here on the Ballinesian Podcast, we got your sports. So life, movies, entertainment, sports. The network's got you.
What movie?
No, the network's got you covered. So yeah, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Here we go. Week 4 in the NFL. What is it, the end of September? Is this when it turns into fall? This is the very end of summer, right? Now we're getting into the fall, and then it's going to be winter and stuff like that. Is it raining up there yet?
As you can tell with my cold and the flu I had, yes, it is now fall because the weather change was sudden and abrupt. Good words. And it made me sick, and I'm sad because I don't like to be sick.
We also got sick. We all passed around a cold and a cough. But I also just got my flu shot, got my COVID booster. I'm trying to not be freaking sick this
you don't have to winter. Get those anymore.
I see that I see that the federal immunization place is like, you don't have to take those things. Shout out to freaking Bobby Kennedy Jr., you weirdo. All right, let's get into the sports of it all. Chargers and Raiders did not do a good enough job this week, losing by just a few points each. But we're implementing a new rule. If your team loses, you have a 3-minute maximum to explain or give your excuses or to exactly pinpoint the problem or just vent about what
you can see by the Cheeto I ate. I won't have to have 3 minutes.
I declined to speak about my team this week. Moving on. Yeah, so I'm going to set a timer. When that timer goes off, you got to stop. Of course, you can ask any questions, and we can do a little bit more after that. But and then I can ask. I'll definitely be asking questions about the Raiders as we go over our teams and what they did this week. The Chargers traveled to the Giants. Man, yeah. Wait, I should start the timer. I was just about to start launching. I was about to launch. All right. Yeah. So
2 hours later,
let's do that one. Okay. 3 minutes. The Chargers travel to New York. Timer's going. West Coast team going to an East Coast team 10 o'clock in the morning. The Chargers get off to a slow start. They also have offensive line issues where they're having Mekhi Becton, right guard, missed the game. Starting right tackle Trey Pipkins missed the game, or not missed the game, got knocked out of the game. So we're playing another, backup guards and offensive linemen, which was a problem, especially going up against the Giants' defensive line, which has a bunch of first rounders on it. Sexy Dexy, Dexter Lawrence, tipped pass, almost a pick six after intercepting Justin Herbert at the line. Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, who's the rookie, Abdul Carter. They combined, those three guys themselves, for like 14 quarterback hits, right?
That's going to support you sacks. I was like,
so,
what?
Bro, 5 sacks, 14 pressures. Again, Justin Herbert under duress the entire time. I got 2 minutes left. And Omari Hampton was a bright spot. That was awesome to see him kind of not only take over the amount of carries, but turning them into really good really good yards. I'm worried about the Chargers offensive line and if it's going to stop the Chargers from being able to, reach their full potential. Because definitely over the first couple of weeks, people were like, oh, look at Justin Herbert. He's slinging 60-yard touchdown passes to Quentin Johnson like it's nothing every game. But you didn't see that as much this game versus the Giants. Lots of pressure, and they end up falling 21-18, not able to get things done. On the other side, you had quarterback Jaxson Dart, who is saving the Giants coach's job, Brian Dable, by getting this win. I think the Giants play the Saints next week and then have a bye before they play the Eagles twice, and the Eagles, Broncos, Eagles after that. So we'll see how that's going. I think Jaxson Dart is going to be pretty good. He was running, also got a rushing touchdown. So as far as fantasy, he's going to be good. I don't know if he's going to be good enough to save Brian Dable's job, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Cam Scatterboo is a freaking juggernaut, just putting his head down in everybody. But the Chargers are now 3-1, still at the top of the AFC West, but a whole lot of questions, a whole lot of question marks on if this team, if you can't get past the 0-3 New York Giants, there's definitely, calling into question whether Justin Herbert really is that guy, calling into question whether Jim Harbaugh has the players on defense, or being able to put the defense together to stop just a regular team, a 0-3 team that, they switched to a different quarterback, but it's a rookie quarterback. So should have been okay. I hit the limit. I think the Chargers are going to be all right. I hope. Any questions from this week's game?
Tony Tuipulotu, is he real? Is he the next? He had a game before this one, actually, no, it was this game. So, what do you think, man? What's his outlook?
I really need it to be Thule time. I need a whole lot of T's getting thrown up because we have Khalil Mack, who's been injured. He had like a dislocated elbow on one play a couple of weeks ago. So right now it is Tuli Tuipulotu's time to shine, right? Not only is it like an opportunity, but it's necessary. It's a necessity. The Chargers need Tuli to step up. Former second-round draft pick, I think 3 years ago, with Khalil Mack out. The next best edge rusher is Bud Dupree, who is aging a bit. And then you have guys like Caleb Murphy. We got a bunch of like younger guys. You're right. Yeah. So those guys are going to have to piece together the rest of the pass rush. But I really think it's Thule's time. And they need him to be his time. They need him to step up. Not only pressure the quarterback. This last game, he had 10 tackles, 4 sacks, and a forced fumble. Bro, that's what we need. Now you're going up against a rookie quarterback, so maybe I kind of walked into some of those sacks, but it is still like up to Thule to pressure it's up to him to be the pressure. Yeah. Right. He and some of those were even like second effort sacks where like he would fight and maybe get stood up by the tackle, but the Jaxson Dart continued to hold on the ball looking downfield. Thule also continuing to just turn that engine and fight through. So on the second effort, third effort to get some of those sacks. So you'd love to see it, but I also know that it is a lot of pressure, a lot of responsibility being put on Tule's shoulders until Khalil Mack can come back. But even then, this is Khalil Mack's last year. It's Tule's D line now. Like it's up to him. And the defensive tackles, the inside defensive linemen, Naquan Jones, Deshaun Hand, those aren't like really big names, and Tier Tart, so it's up to Tule to make things easier, for the defensive line by calling a lot of attention to him through his play, through his engine, through his fire, making teams double team him, making teams chip him, making teams use resources, so that frees up some opportunities for other players. But yeah, big game by Tule, 10 tackles, 4 sacks. You love to see it. I don't know how many more 4 sacks games he's going to have this season, right? That's kind of rare. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Double-digit sacks is what, for sure at this rate, we want to see from Tule. All right. Yeah, that's the Chargers. All right. For the Raiders. Do you want a full 3 minutes?
Not really.
All right, so the Raiders, you guys hosted the Bears.
I won't be long. Don't worry.
Okay.
And not because, so the Raiders had a game with Chicago. They lost. We're good. It's tough, man, because you can see just how good they can be.
Mm-hmm.
The line that everybody was complaining about, if you're a Raiders fan, they cleaned up a lot. They weren't perfect, but they did a lot better than those last 2 games that they played. The person who didn't do better was Geno. Geno Smith threw 3 bad interceptions. Like the first one he threw, fine. And then the second one he threw was kind of like on the same play where the same safety intercepted it because it was the same exact play. And whatever he was looking at, I don't know what he saw different, but the safety was waiting there. He jumped the route. The third interception, it was a crossing route, and who was he throwing to? I think he was throwing to whoever he was throwing to wasn't really open. Like he had to throw it further out for his receiver to get it, but that was picked. Didn't have a great game, but he had a great game. Everybody was talking smack about my guy, Ryan Clark, who I usually respect.
What do you mean, your guy?
Who I usually respect, man. Ryan Clark. He said something to the effect that he doesn't see the it factor with Genty, and then he came out, and I don't know if he was just tired of hearing what people were saying about him, or whatever, or the line just decided to play they were supposed to play. He came out. He had 21 rushes for 138 yards, 1 touchdown rushing, and 2 receiving. And
Nice.
Yeah, he was 2 for 2 receiving, only 13 yards, but 2 touchdowns. So 17 yards, sorry, 2 touchdowns. And then again, another great game by Max Crosby, who had a forced fumble, an interception, 5 tackles. I think 3 of those tackles were for losses. And he just seems like he goes out every game knowing that he's going to have to be the best player on the field. And it still didn't come out to a win. I get it, man. A lot of things have to happen for a win to happen, And it kind of seemed like they were doing all the right things. The block kick at the end was like everybody was, I don't know, they said that the center had a tail where he'd pat the ball before he hiked it. So they kind of knew when he was going to snap it or the timing or whatever. But yeah, I think I don't know. So I don't think that played a factor. That was just a really great block kick by the Bears. Hats off to them. Yeah.
Oh, look at you, gracious.
Got to be, man. Got to be.
Okay, all right. I have some questions.
Yeah, sure.
That block kick. I mean that's how close these things happen.
Yeah.
Like that. If that kick goes through, you guys are 2-2 on the way back up. Vibes are totally different. if you guys kick that field goal and make it, what do you think the big Raiders storyline is?
The old line stepped up and got the job done, and that the Raiders are, they persevered. They come to play, and the hard work
Because it was a
was going to pay
bad
off.
hard
You just
start.
keep
Yeah,
playing. Yeah,
gotcha.
hard start, man. And then even on like some of the runs, like the first down they could have had, um, Andre Merritt. It's so it sucks to see because the camera's right on him, uh, broadcast camera, not like people who are sending in videos from their phone, but the broadcast camera is on him. And on the play, it doesn't look like he's supposed to. He looks like he's trying to pull, but he's not supposed to because it's probably just they only need the yard. And my man totally like leaves the spot like and lets his guy come through and hit Jency untouched, and they don't get the first down. So it's like things like that. He played it an all right game, and then he has those moments. And for a guy who always played guard, move him to the center, you kind of think like, man, maybe he just doesn't know the position. And again, that's coaching. Again, that's coaching. We also saw why another big story is going to be that all that talk about JPJ having to fight for a spot, bro. He played lights out this game. He was everywhere.
Isn't he one of the better Raiders offensive linemen?
He is, and I get it. People like he's supposed to be he won the Remington Award in college for the best center in college.
Where
But the
did he? Oh,
Raiders,
at Oregon.
yeah, but the Raiders did draft him to be a guard. That's what they projected to be better at in the NFL. Like, body size, the way he moves, and he's a hell of a guard. So hats off to Raiders coaching again, but don't be so stubborn to be like, no, he's gonna stay, he's fighting for a job
Did
like everybody else. Bro, he's your best lineman.
did
Just
he
say
play center this year or this game?
no. He was the
Okay.
guard. Yeah,
Okay.
he was killing. He was out in front of plays,
Yeah.
running
He's a
plays.
big difference, like
Bro,
than the
he was
rest of them.
launching
He's
himself.
moving faster, looks
That's what I'm
stronger.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah,
JPJ is a gem.
yeah.
All right. My other question for the Raiders, like you said, Ashton Genty, 155 total yards, 3 total touchdowns. You love to see it. He had more points this game than he had total in the first 3 fantasy weeks. He had like
Right.
33 points
33 points.
this week. I want to attribute it to him going back to that psycho running stance where he just stands straight up and waits for the play to start and then takes off. They call it the Michael Myers.
If I'm a
But
linebacker and I'm seeing that, I'm thinking he's a little psycho. You know what I
I was
mean?
like, what is this guy just standing back there? I don't know if it's like it gives him, a couple inches so he can see over the line and maybe dissect things, but he definitely said, this is how I feel comfortable running, and this is how I'm going to do it from now on.
And
Because
that's
if you
what I think.
remember in training camp, Chip Kelly was
Yeah,
like, oh, it's a bent knee kind of game. You ever play basketball? You got to bend your knees and spread
right.
your arms. Defense, slap the ground.
That's what like what was he saying? Get like
Uh,
burst. You're supposed to get burst. No, you're
you got
ready for
burst.
the
You
play.
gotta
Right.
bend down so you can burst.
Right.
And for the first 3 weeks, we had bent knee Ashton Gentique, and he was
Right.
like not liking it. There were questions
Not
about
at all.
vibes and stuff like that. But I kind of felt though that quote that he said where he was like, this is how I'm comfortable and this is how I'm gonna do it from now on, was a little bit of a slight to the people that were trying to get him to change. And I felt like Chip Kelly was the first one. Um, do you have a problem with Chip Kelly? I kind of feel like he's not getting called out for the offense either. That struggled at times. I mean, you had Geno throwing 3 touchdown passes last week,
Well,
so
because I mean, he does deserve some of the blame, but he's not getting some of the blame because the offense at times just they're doing their job. Like offensive line, fine, they don't block great sometimes, but as far as scoring, they put up points in all of their games. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
And then when Gino's not throwing interceptions, his guys are open. He's finding his guys. Uh, as far as Jency, yes, if it's not broke, don't fix it. That's how he ran in college and was almost a Heisman Trophy winner. Why are you trying to fix it? I get it. Professionalism. You're a pro now, and they do certain things as a pro, bro. But
That's like Chip
he's not
Kelly trying to
comfortable.
son this fool.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, if he's comfortable, like, to his credit, Chip Kelly also said it was just a suggestion. But if you tell that to a rookie coming up
Yeah.
offensive coordinator, of course you're gonna want to try and switch it up because you're like, well, it's my offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? It's my first time in the NFL. I'm
Yeah.
gonna listen a little bit. But it makes you uncomfortable. If it makes you uncomfortable, you preach it every day, even outside of sports. If it makes you uncomfortable, don't do it. And
Yeah.
obviously he looked comfortable. 21 touches also helps a lot as well. And the blocking
You like to
helps a
see
lot.
it. You like to
Uh,
see it.
but on the blocking front also, Colton Miller's injury might be a little bit more serious than they first reported, and
Oh
he
yeah.
could be missing the rest of the season. So,
Oh
uh, yeah, for a line that just leaves really JPJ as your like the valid offensive lineman right now.
yeah.
Everybody else is kind of a question mark, and
I get
so
it.
yeah,
I get it, bro.
yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. And I mean, for you, I was going to ask you too about the Chargers. Did you ever think you were going to wish that Pipkins was back in the lineup?
Oh my gosh. I
Ever
was
this
like,
year?
oh, okay, Austin Deculus, you hop in there and whatever you can do is good
Right.
because it's going to be better than Trey Pipkins. But they're letting people in. They're just like holding them up for half a second and then they're slipping by them. And it's like, it's tough to see. But yeah, oh, also Joe Alt, high ankle sprain, out multiple weeks for the
Right.
Chargers.
Multiple
So
weeks, but
we,
not the season. So that's great.
right. We like that it's not the whole season. We're going to have to fight to
He's
kind of
been
float.
healthy pretty much
Yeah.
his whole college career until now, so he should be good. But Colton Miller is
Nice.
going to be a concern going in now because the line looked like they were finally like gelling. They
Okay.
had some continuity along the line. Like those were the guys that started, and those were the guys that played this game together. So we'll see now. I'm pretty sure they're gonna go shopping. They're gonna have to go look now.
Yeah.
And so, if you have a favorite player on the Raiders that actually plays, be very wary. He might be traded soon for offensive tackle, or something, or yeah,
I'm saying that's the Chargers and the Raiders both. That's just gonna pump up the freaking market, pump up the price.
yeah, yeah.
If I don't know what left tackle, what swing tackle might be available right now, but they're just getting more and more expensive the way that these
I
injuries are
heard
stacking up.
what's his last name? But Cam, who was with the Jaguars.
Cam Robinson.
I heard he might be available for trade. There's a lot of teams talking about him. So
Man, that's tough to get excited about. But
I mean, what else do you have to be excited about? You know what I mean?
that's the thing, right? There's nobody walking in from like
Right.
Europe that's just going to step in and be a left
Yeah.
tackle. These guys are already, let's say the best offensive linemen are already pretty much in the league. They're just
Yeah.
buried on a depth chart. They're buried, coming up through a practice squad. You got to figure out how to acquire them. But especially when you
Damn it, Lucky
spend a
Tossie
lot of
just
resources to
evolve.
get, huh?
Like, damn it, Lucky Tossie just evolve into
Yeah, you just got
Pokemon.
to
Evolve
bring.
into a starting offensive tackle.
All right, yeah. So both our teams lost. Whatever. Sunday Night Football, the Packers went to the Cowboys, and this game was supposed to be a smackdown. The Cowboys can't block anybody. The Packers have this crazy defense and offense that has been putting up a lot of points. Dak Prescott and company fight back. It starts with like a blocked extra point returned for 2 points, and then slowly chipping away. And, a bunch of lead changes in the fourth quarter. This ended up being a super exciting game. It gets to overtime. Cowboys kick a field goal. Packers kick a field goal. It ends in a 4-hour 40-40 tie. So I think teams that score 30 points did not turn the ball over at home were 300-0 before this game, but the Cowboys made them 300-0-1 with this tie. But yeah, this was definitely the homecoming for former Cowboys edge rusher Micah Parsons. He did end up getting one big time play right at the end where Dak Prescott could have scrambled for a touchdown. He ends
Yeah,
up
yeah.
tripping him up for no gain. That counts as a sack. So Micah Parsons gets his sack. A bunch of people cash in on their parlays. That was crazy. Right at the last second, they were like, "Yeah, we'll give him a sack." But this one, it felt like they bottled up Micah Parsons to the point where it looked like it was part of their game plan to allow no fewer than 2 people per play block Micah Parsons. He was double teamed the entire time. Jerry Jones, Brian Schottenheimer, they were like, anybody but Micah Parsons is going to be the one that beats us. And I mean, I feel like because the Cowboys didn't get smacked in this game by the Packers, they're on top of this trade right now. I won't say that they won, especially giving up a freaking Hall of Famer like Micah Parsons for 2 late first round picks. But just seeing that the Cowboys were able to hang and almost win this game, have the lead going into the last 3 minutes of overtime. Yeah, I feel like the Cowboys are riding very high right now, especially Jerry Jones. He's probably.
I just think again with Parsons and like when you play games, like certain guys get up.
Yeah.
For certain games, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like they're professional, so I'm pretty sure they play a harder game. But there's gonna be certain games where guys come on and be like, give that extra special effort. So
sure.
I think that's one of those games. Like, obviously, Parsons going out there was probably on 100 the whole time, and then the guys on the other side who maybe didn't like Parsons or who were his friends were just a lot of emotions in the game. So I do think it was a hard fought game by Dallas, but they still like I. This coming from a Raiders fan, but I don't think Dallas is. I don't think they're any special. Like, if they came away with the win, fine. You know what I mean? Like a convincing win, 2 touchdown win, 1 touchdown win.
Dallas,
but yeah,
they
but I think
they were like 7-point underdogs. If they would have just won by 1, everyone's freaking out right now.
So like, I think the tie is just indicative of the emotions going into the game and stuff like that. So I think we'll see the regular Dallas next week. You know what I mean? Like they have a lot of problems.
You'll see what?
The regular Dallas defense.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, not like they were great this defense, but I mean this weekend. But I mean because they let go of 40 points. So yeah, but I don't think Dak is throwing or like getting them to score 40 next week on offense.
Here we go. All right. What are we doing? That's I mean, those were the big games. Our games, the Sunday night football game, the undefeated.
The biggest things from this week were the injuries because we saw so many injuries.
Bro, and that's also what brings us into the fantasy part, our fantasy outlook. Those injuries, somebody's gonna fill in, right? And this is the time, at least in fantasy football. In real life, you might not be able to trade and find, but in fantasy football, you can find people off the waiver wire that are about to get put into really good like situations. Whether like the starter in front of them got injured or traded away or doesn't want to play anymore. Following the news of the NFL is a really big part of fantasy football. So before we look at next week's games, let's look at our fantasy outlook for this week. Injuries that happened: Tyreek Hill, Malik Nabers were 2 big wide receivers that are probably going to be out for the year. Malik Nabers confirmed a torn ACL, out for the year. Tyreek Hill, dislocated kneecap, I think they were saying. Is that confirmed? Yeah, so he's probably going to be out. He might be done with the Dolphins. He might be done with football. But thinking about the fantasy this week, the biggest tip for week 5 is to know that the bye weeks start this week. All right, so if you have fantasy football starters for the Atlanta Falcons, Chicago Bears, Green Bay Packers, or Pittsburgh Steelers, they are not playing this week. They're on break. They're on bye. You need to find somebody to replace to fill in. You probably have enough people on your bench, but definitely know about the bye weeks. Okay, don't be that guy that's starting Rome Odunze when he's freaking in Cancun for the weekend. Okay, right. Don't Don't play Jaylen Warren when it's a 6:30 game. Bro, that was crazy. I woke up at
shut up.
6. I woke up at 6:15 and I was stumbled downstairs. I was like, I might as well turn the TV on and watch this game. And I think like I was watching and they were like, oh yeah, don't forget Jaylen Warren's out. I was like, oh, that's insane. The entire week they were like questionable, but probably gonna play.
Probably gonna play. Look,
I
I spoke to someone who I'm gonna put. I spoke to someone who works with Jaylen Warren, and they said he was gonna play.
Oh wow. Who's your source?
I was like, bro. And then the game started. I went back to look. I was like, why does Jaylen Warren have 0 points? And why am I? Why? Thank God I won that game. I was like, no, I lost it. Damn it.
Oh.
I was like, bro, why does? And then it's right next to a 0. There was an O for outs, and I was like, I don't know, bro. Man, if I could get you to look at the camera right during the game, I'd be flipping you off. Damn you. Yeah, but again, like Lance just said, fix your lineup the day before, or even a couple of days before. Go check out on wire. There's guys that, like Lance said, there's going to be guys that you're going to be able to play this week that you would have never ever been able to play the whole season. Well, lineups are opening up, and it's not just the guy right after whoever got hurt. It's going to be guys behind him. Some of these guys are going to have to be their positions are going to be filled in by committee, especially some of the running backs. Some of the running backs that might have been injured, or are it's going to be a lot of running back by committee this week. Wide receivers the same with Nabers and Tyreek Hill gone. If you have Waddle, you might have an uptake in points this week. So
yeah. So for running backs, one of the biggest running backs that went off this week was Houston Texans running back Woody Marks. I think he had like 22 touches.
Nice.
But this is the running back that's going to take over from Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb started as the starter for Houston. He's been not great. But Woody Marks went from 0.3 points to 6.1 to 4.6 to 27.9 this last week. 17 rushing attempts, almost 70 yards and a touchdown. But he also had 5 targets, 4 catches, 50 reception yards and a touchdown. So 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 1 through the air. And supposedly just has more juice than Nick Chubb. I think they got some other running backs there.
He was pretty good at SC.
So that would be the lead. I started picking him up last week, hoping that I think last week he had like 1 or 2 more carries, a few more plays than Nick Chubb. But this week they really leaned on him. So if you can get Woody Marks, Houston Texans, I feel like that's one of the best running backs. Some of the other running backs, Trey Benson, James Conner is out for the season. So if you can get the new starting running back for the Cardinals, Trey Benson, that's going to be a good one. Jaylen Warren was out in his spot in where were they? Dublin.
Kenneth
Gainwell stepped up,
and he's been a solid running back in the league. So
but he was always like a backup, right? He was always the backup to the Eagles.
For sure. He's still a backup.
DeAndre Swift and stuff like that. Oh, right. But if Jaylen Warren does have more issues, Kenneth Gainwell is able to put up 31.4 fantasy points. 19 rush attempts, 99 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, with also 6 targets, 6 catches, and 35 yards. That is amazing production. I don't think I've ever seen Jaylen Warren get that much or turn 30 points. So Kenneth Gainwell might be somebody to look into. Also, Lamar Jackson is injured, and I know we're talking about running backs, but I feel like the Lamar Jackson injury might really hurt the fantasy outlook for Derrick Henry, who is, like a downhill running back, strong, got the stiff arm, but it's a lot more when the Ravens have a lead, you can run the clock out with Derrick Henry. When the Ravens are trailing, Derrick Henry is not the third down running back. Derrick Henry is not really the 2-minute drill running back. Kenneth Gainwell, if the Ravens suck and their defense, they lost Nnamdi Madubuike, defensive tackle. Yeah, so he's gone for the year. So their defense has already been kind of not playing up to their, Ravens defense standard. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, through time. Kyle Hamilton knows that. He knows something's up. He's talking in interviews. He's like, I'm apologizing to the fans and stuff like that. But if Lamar Jackson is out, I think Derrick Henry is out, and that could open up the door for someone like Justice Hill, who got some work. I think he had like a 70-yard touchdown in kind of garbage time, but still 28.7 fantasy points, has 3 rushing attempts, 76 yards, rushing touchdown, and 6 targets, 5 catches, 41 yards, and a touchdown. People are getting work. You just have to. We have to figure out where this work, where this volume. Definitely, you need to capitalize on injuries by holding on to these like backups and stuff like that, or going and getting the people that are going to fill in for those that are injured. So yeah, for running backs, anyone who's getting big volume or about to get big volume, even if it's not exciting, DeAndre Swift does not excite me. And he's also kind of starting to split carries now, but that's a starting running back in an offense that is pretty good. Let's see. DeAndre Swift, 9.5, 13.9, 10.8, 16 points over the last 4 weeks. So people that, even though they aren't good, if they're getting 20 carries a game, they're eventually going to rack up enough points to make a difference on your team. All right, those are the running backs. Wide receivers, like we said, injuries to Malik Nabers for the Giants and also to the Dolphins. Tyreek Hill are going to be out for a long time. Who is going to take over? Who's going to fill in to take that production? For the Giants, it's WanDale Robinson. It's also Daruis Slayton, who they gave $12 million to instead of Saquon. They were like, let's re-sign Daruis Slayton. And then you also have, of course, in Miami, taking over for Tyreek Hill, it's going to be Jalen Waddle. I think Malik Washington was also a name that I saw on one of the posts, but it's, I guess not super exciting, right? You have Jaxson Dart and Cam Scadaboo, who might be exciting whites in New York. You have Darren Waller back out there catching a touchdown, 2 touchdowns.
I only saw the one.
One touch. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, those WanDale, are any of those 3 more exciting for you? WanDale Robinson, Daruis Slayton of the Giants, or Jalen Waddle of the Dolphins?
Waddle. I'm gonna say Waddle because that's how I'm pronouncing it. Sorry if your last name is Waddle, but you're not gonna watch this. So Waddle. I think him because he's probably put up really good numbers throughout his career in fantasy. So and he's gonna have that spotlight. Yeah. And again, I think Darren Waller is gonna open some stuff up if he's feeling nostalgic, catching a touchdown out there. And they're throwing to him. So also, folks, if you guys didn't know, Lance dabbles in witchcraft. Lance traded me Tyreek Hill for George Pickens right before this game. The trade went through a few hours before Tyreek Hill got injured.
When did we accept that trade? Friday?
Lance can see the future, folks. And I was swindled.
What? Okay, I got George Pickens. You got Tyreek Hill, who now has dislocated his knee.
Lance did this to one of our cousins last year in the NBA Fantasy League. He had traded somebody. Just thankfully that the guy he traded to our cousin came back and played, but like it was real slim that he wasn't going to make the playoffs. So Lance has,
who is supposed to know that these things are going to happen the day of? That was the trade with Talanoa. I traded him Jaren Jackson Jr. I don't remember who I traded him for, who I got. All I remember is like that afternoon, this fool hurt his knee real bad and was out for weeks. and didn't come back until like the end of the fantasy playoffs. I was like,
Oh.
I felt bad. That sucks. That sucks. We should I'd say we should do trades earlier in the week. If that trade happens on Tuesday and goes through on Thursday, you can play Tyreek. Whatever. I was like, when you said, "Oh, there goes Tyreek's knee," I was like, "What happened?" And then I looked on. My bad.
Like he has no more knee.
He has no more knee. He has no more career. All right, and then also quarterbacks. Well, a few more wide receivers. If Quentin Johnston's not on your waiver wire, so probably not. But Romeo Doubs had 3 touchdowns.
I think he's I think he's been rostered in like 90% of leagues right now.
Since then, since Sunday Night Football.
Since Sunday Night Football.
All right, and then the quarterbacks with Jaxson Dart, New York Giants just took over for the Giants.
I think he'll be the starter.
He is going to be the starter for the rest of the year, right? Barring injury. So him, and he's also got some rushing ability. He had like 60 yards and a rushing touchdown. Just that mobility and the possibility that he could scramble and get into the end zone is good. Also, the confidence or like the lack of pressure. He looked good out there. Looked like a competent starting quarterback. And I know he's a rookie. I know it's his first game, but I was watching him and I was really hoping for those rookie jitters to pop in, and it didn't look like that. So definitely could see Jaxson Dart being pretty good. And if you can get him for free off the waiver wire and as your starting quarterback, especially in Superflex, that could be something that really helps. Someone that's doing like 15, 20 points a game. But the Giants offense looks kind of suspect. But again, the quarterback is the freaking booster, the engine that could like make things go.
They don't have no good running back.
Cam Scatterboo.
No, they don't have a good running back.
Yeah, oh man, yeah. I like the way this guy knocks people over.
The walking concussion, sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. How many games is he going to miss this year?
Yeah,
because of that.
You don't have no Malik Nabers to throw to.
Oh yeah, good point. Okay. The other quarterback would be Lamar's replacement for Week 5, possibly Week 6. Cooper Rush, former Dallas quarterback.
Oh, sucks for
everybody. There's no quarterbacks out there, guys.
That sucks.
Other guys are like Spencer Rattler, Tyrod Taylor. I think Justin Fields
if he starts again, just in case.
Brock Purdy might be out on Thursday Night Football. The Niners, who are 3-1, play the Seahawks, who are 3-1 for the NFC West lead. Mac Jones might need to get back in there.
60-yard run, I think, on Sunday.
Justin Fields.
Yeah,
he's back. Yeah,
so he's back. Yeah, I want to pick him up.
Quarterback's tough, especially in Superflex. If you're in a 1 quarterback league, don't worry about it. Start whoever. Like you either start like a star or you start who you can. But even like the waiver wire guys are pretty good because people aren't hogging up so many of the quarterbacks.
Spots for a quarterback.
Yeah,
I have Caleb Williams on my bench in 2 of my leagues, so only thing is he doesn't play this weekend. So
oh yeah, there you go. See, bye weeks again. The bye weeks are the Atlanta Falcons, Chicago Bears, Green Bay Packers, Pittsburgh Steelers. Don't play any of those guys this week. They're going to get you a 0. All right, let's move on from fantasy into our Week 5 preview. The Chargers will host the Washington Commanders. Marcus Mariota's played the last 2 games for the Commanders. I think they've gone 1-1, 2-0, 1-1. But Jayden Daniels reportedly will be back for this Week 5 game, traveling to LA. Running quarterbacks, leg injuries, susceptible to re-injury, bro. I'm kind of worried that he's going to get injured. Just coming back out and playing against a fast defense.
I don't know, man. I don't really put him up there as a running quarterback. I know it's one of his strengths.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think,
true. Yeah.
I don't think he's like one of those guys like is just looking to take off. Like Lamar early in his career, he had to learn not to just take off when he felt like he wasn't safe in the pocket. But yeah, I think Daniels is a guy who's more inclined to stay in the pocket and throw it from out of the pocket instead of taking off and trying to pick up like 70 yards like Justin Fields. Like Justin Fields, if it was Justin Fields, like I'm worried if I was, I had him playing for me as my quarterback, if I'm his coach, I would have been worried of him coming back and getting hurt again.
Yeah, Justin Fields though has like intentional running plays called for him, right? I feel like Jayden Daniels, like you're saying, he's more in the pocket, but he still has a bunch of rushing attempts. He had 11 rushing attempts in the first game, where he finished with 20 points. He had 7 rushing attempts in the second game where he finished just shy of 20 points. I think that's where he got hurt. And then you have him out for the next 2 after that. So him coming back, I don't know. Chargers are definitely going to have to contain him. I think wide receiver Terry McLaurin is out, so won't have to worry about him. But Jayden Daniels getting the ball out already, like processing quicker than most people because of the VR, and going through these repetitions, these situations at an even faster pace than in real life, I think slows the game down when it gets to those the big time moments. Sure. I don't know how we're going to stop him. Thule's going to have to do it. I know they've been spying with Deion Henley, which I feel like the delayed spy blitz has been getting people. Deion Henley will kind of sit there as a spy, and then as soon as the offensive line is like, oh, he's not coming, they move on to help their like teammate with another defensive lineman, and then Deion Henley is zooming over people's shoulders and pressuring the quarterback. Exciting to see exactly how the Chargers are going to play Jayden Daniels, how they're going to try to blanket the field, and how they're going to welcome former Chargers running back Austin Ekeler back. It's I think Eckler's out, but it's going to be good to have him back on the field
for the season.
There, yeah. Hopefully, he still travels.
If he pays his own ticket.
Yeah, he's got to pay his own. So that the Chargers offense is going to have to go against Frankie Louvu and Bobby Wagner, who had like 20 combined tackles last week. Those two working together, I feel like, are the perfect complement and difference from each other. Like Frankie's a pressure guy, right? You put him on the edge, he can get there. Bobby Wagner, probably more known as that Seahawks middle linebacker of the Legion of Doom, and getting coverage, but still they both work together to bottle up anything that the offense says that they're facing to. So that's going to be tough.
Good, man. I've never really seen him play before. Frankie Louvu's pretty good. I've never really seen him play before. No, it's pretty good. I like what I saw.
So, you like what you see from the kid?
Pretty good.
Yeah, we're going to. I don't know how we're going to exactly attack that defense. The D line doesn't necessarily scare me anymore. I think they had like Jonathan Allen. Daron Payne. Oh yeah, that's true. So I don't know. We'll see how
they had Sweat, but he's not there anymore. Yeah.
They had a bunch of people. I'm trying to think of who was the Ohio State edge rusher that went like first, second overall a couple years ago, maybe like 7 years ago. What's his name? Chase Young.
Oh, they had Chase Young. They did.
Yeah. So
he's out of football now.
Yeah, that's crazy. I saw Jadavon Clowney playing football, and I'm like, oh, this is what it's come to, huh? All right. The Raiders next week. You guys have to travel to Indianapolis to face the Colts. What are the vibes right now, would you say, with the Raiders?
Oh, win, baby.
I know. Yeah, just win. But what's the season outlook? Is it still like
win?
Try to win.
Win. No, win. There's no try.
There's no try. Nope. All right. How are we stopping the Colts? I figure like it's just Jonathan Taylor. If you stop Jonathan Taylor, then you stop.
We're gonna win. Yeah. We're gonna win.
That's how are you? How do you think you're gonna win?
By the grace of God, Lance.
All the Raiders are gonna pray together and be like, "Make Daniel Jones stop."
Definitely have to stop Jonathan Taylor because every time I look up on my fantasy, he's got like 29 points in almost every game.
Number one player, one of the number one players in the league.
Definitely gonna have to stop him. They done it before when they beat the Colts last season, 2 seasons ago. They were able to hold him to like I think 90 yards, which is really good. People are like 90 yards, that's a lot. Yeah, but for Jonathan Taylor, that's a pretty good. You hold him under 100. Also, just Daniel Jones and Ty Warren have they've got this relationship now. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you can't let them get going because Ty Warren's been pretty key for them right now. And
do you have Warren in any leagues?
3 of them.
In 3 leagues?
I do. In 3 different leagues. I pick them up because every time, I usually go after my tight end. Like after I do my 2 running backs, my 2 wide receivers, I'll go running back first, and then I'll go after my tight end. And by that time, people have picked up like the guys who are actually scoring points in the league at tight end. Mm-hmm. And no one's like he was the rookie, and I was like, I seen him play, so I was like, you know what, I think he's gonna do pretty good. He's at Penn State, and he's just the kind of guy that Daniel Jones was gonna need playing over there. Even if Anthony Richardson was playing, I think that would have been his go-to target. Because he's kind of like Kelsey. He finds the spots to be in, but once he has the ball, he runs by them. He's one of those like just a football guy, kind of like how people look at Scatterboo. Probably just smarter with not hurting himself. But yeah, Ty Warren, he's pretty good. I like that. And Daniel Jones is doing great. Whoever the offensive coordinator is in Indianapolis and their head coach is doing wonders for Daniel Jones' career. Because I know it's just the first few games, but he kind of looks like what the Giants were hoping he'd look like every season he played for the Giants. So, yeah.
Marcus Brady. Who is it? Shane Steichen, I think, is their head coach.
Oh.
Tyler Warren, over 4 weeks, has 26 targets and 4 rushing attempts. He has 4 fantasy totals of 15, 12, 7, and 18. He is the tight end number 5. He's the 5th best tight end in PPR. And if you have him, where'd you get him? In the 10th? In the later?
Something like that, yeah. Later round.
That's great. Good get.
Yeah.
All right. So stopping Jonathan Taylor.
And pressuring
Daniel Jones. Get Daniel Jones out of here.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones is comeback player of the year. What do you think is happening there? Do you think he's just getting lucky these first couple weeks? Or do you think he's really a good quarterback?
I think he's comfortable. Like we were just talking about Genty the other day, a few minutes ago, Genty being comfortable with how he's playing, what he's doing on the field. I think he's in a place now where he doesn't have to worry about. New York's a pretty tough place to play on any sports team.
Sure.
The pressure to perform for the crowd out in New York is immense. Like it's tough. It's a big city. They're passionate about their teams, and if you don't do well early, Russ Wilson, sorry, my guy. They start calling for your heads, and every season, Daniel Jones, coaches talked them up, analysts talked them up, came out, same thing. Gave him a big contract extension, same thing, and now he's somewhere where he doesn't have to deal with all that pressure, and he can just play ball. I know it sounds a little like too simplified, but sometimes that's all it takes. Is somewhere where you're able to go and not have to worry about other things besides playing football. He can just focus on playing football. I think the system also is helping him. They're not asking him to do too much. They're not asking him to run for 10 yards every other play, pick up yards with his legs. They're not asking him to win a whole game by himself. He's got guys there who can help him win, especially with Jonathan Taylor. They traded away Saquon out in New York, so that was another safety blanket he didn't have anymore. And so just being comfortable, man, just being in a place where you can trust that you're gonna have the best things out there to help you win.
All right. I forget what the spread is for this. What do you want to do here?
I think the Raiders by a touchdown. I think it's going to be like a 21-14 game.
Nice. That's defense, right? Especially against Jonathan Taylor and these Colts who've been putting up points, getting a lot of shine. So that would be good. That would be good to reset Daniel Jones, right? To bring the Colts down a little bit in the AFC, and then also to get the Raiders back on track, and get that kind of swag and confidence back. All right. There are two undefeated teams left in the league: 4-0 Bills, 4-0 Eagles. In week 5 on the undefeated watch, week 5, you have the Eagles taking on the 2-2 Broncos in Philadelphia. And you also have the Bills hosting the Patriots, who are 2-2 as well, on Sunday Night Football. Which one of these teams is more likely to lose? Both Bills. Home games, both going 2-2. You think the Bills on Sunday Night Football?
Yeah.
Either the Eagles. I could pick the Eagles versus the Broncos in one of these survivor pools. And I was thinking about it, but you like the Eagles over the Broncos, or you like the Bills? Wait, you like the Eagles better than the Bills?
Yeah. I like the Eagles on both sides of the line. That's why. I think they'll be able to control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. And it's nothing out of their scope of what they do anyway. Mm-hmm. Like people are still on it about Jalen Hurts not having incredible numbers in these games. You know what's an incredible number? 4-0.
4 wins out of 4 weeks.
4 wins out of 4 weeks. That's what's incredible. What's up?
Oh, I was gonna say the Broncos defense, but what else?
No, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Broncos defense is good, but Philadelphia's been able to just bully everybody right now with that line. Yeah. That's tough to. And I'm not talking about the tush push, because did you see that fake they did? The fake tush push? That was pretty good.
A little end around. Yeah. The Broncos, I feel like the Broncos their defense might figure out something to cause problems. Also, the Eagles are having a little bit of a drama issue with wide receiver AJ Brown posting up Bible quotes talking about he's not being listened to and he should leave.
Look, I would say it'd be a problem if he was out there like putting up all the points for them, but he's not. And I'm not saying he's the problem or like he's not that good. That's definitely not what I'm saying. I wish the Raiders would pick up AJ Brown if that's the case. But
that'd be crazy.
Yeah, he's like he could definitely help them win. But at the moment, they haven't needed him to get these wins. So I think right now the drama, I think he's paying more of attention to it than the organization at the moment, which sucks because he's a great player and they will need him to win the championship. I can tell you that.
I mean, even if it's like as a decoy, definitely one of the most talented, physically gifted receivers we've seen in a long time. AJ Brown makes it. I think he goes underrated because he makes it look so easy, right? He's just like mossing people, and it's kind of becoming expected. Even to the point where he expects to be involved heavily.
Right.
This quote that he posted, he tweeted a Bible verse. It says Mark 6:11, quote, "If you're not welcomed, not listened to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene. Shrug your shoulders and be on your way." End quote. Bruh, you're 4-0. This is not the time. This is not the time to be talking about I don't like how this team is ignoring me, not throwing me the ball. I think he had one game this season where he actually got some work. But other than that, it's been, the Eagles taking care of business. And it looks so weird that he's like, "Oh, what's going on?"
I mean, not too weird. The guy's getting paid a lot of money. So I like it because you're going to pay that much money, then use me. And he wants to be part of the team. He wants to play. I don't think it's a stat thing, like where he's trying to pick up stats and whatever, like things like that. But again, it could also just be a lot deeper than just like, because he's been having this problem with them since last season. So I mean, it could
Right.
be something where he just feels unwanted, like in the organization, and it's like if you're not gonna play me, then let me go. Like send me somewhere where I'm gonna be wanted. And everybody wants that in the league. Like you want to be one. I get it. 4-0. What are you complaining about? No, maybe he cares a lot more about just a winning record than playing. So
I mean, maybe he wants his stats. In half PPR, this guy is the first game, 1 target, finished with 1.3 points. Second game, 5.2 points. Third game, got some work. 10 targets, 6 catches, 109 yards at a touchdown, 19.9 points. And then this game versus Tampa Bay, 2 catches for 7 yards, 1.7 points.
yeah. So I mean,
however, in week 2, 8 targets. Week 3, 10 targets. Week 4, this last one, 9 targets. So they're still throwing him the ball a lot. 9 targets a game is a lot. That's a lot of opportunities for you to get the ball in your hands and make plays. I think I want to buy AJ Brown. And this is already because in a keeper league, I had to take him like first overall. I needed a wide receiver because I was keeping 2 running backs. Running back in Lamar Jackson. So I took AJ Brown with my first round pick. And I really want it to work out. So maybe there's some self-cope happening right now, but also that's a lot of targets. 9 targets a game, averaging 9 targets a game the last 3 weeks, I think is
it's a big target rate.
He's still gonna have those games where he catches 100 yards and a touchdown.
For sure.
Yeah.
But also we're gonna have to, like, if you really want to get, like, not us, but like if people who are like doubting what he's saying, if you want to get technical and talk stats and be like, oh, he's got like 9 targets though, then you got to go back and look at the film and where are the targets going? How's the ball coming to him? In what position he's getting the ball in? There's just a lot of things. I think it's more than just the targets. I really think it's just him being uncomfortable with Nick Sirianni's ass.
Yeah, I mean, well,
and his
unfortunately, we're stuck with Nick Sirianni for a long time.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It happens. I mean, he wins. What are you gonna do? Fire a guy who just won you a Super Bowl?
Yeah, when's the last time that happened?
Yeah.
All right. Those are the games of week 5 that we're kind of looking forward to. Also, that Thursday night football game between the Niners and the Seahawks, both teams 3-1. That's going to be for the lead in the NFC West. One of those teams is going to be 4-1, one of them 3-2. Big news before we hit our shout outs. Big news coming from they finally announced the Super Bowl halftime performer. We were talking about Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Adele, freaking Sabrina Carpenter, other people possibilities. They announced that Bad Bunny is going to be the Super Bowl halftime performer in San Francisco at Super Bowl. What Super Bowl we're going to? 60?
One of those.
Sorry, that was wait a minute.
One of those numbers.
Yes.
The argument is so funny now. He's not even American. My man's from Puerto Rico. He technically is American.
Yes. It's the same way, like, well, you're Samoan, you're not American.
Right.
We're part of the whole thing, okay?
You came to my island and wanted it.
So I'm a part of this now. Bad Bunny being the pick, one of the most streamed artists in the entire world.
It's a good show, man.
Sure. Yeah. It's not. I think it's not necessarily a show for the American audience.
No, it's a show for the world. Yeah,
it's a show. Yeah, exactly. It's not just like we're not gonna get some old rock band that
only Americans
came up in America and now everyone knows them and they're like, oh yeah. Now it's the NFL. I think wants everyone in the world. The NFL is already the #1 show in America. And they break ratings every week. They lead the ratings every week. I think choosing Bad Bunny kind of just like it's a call for everyone in the world to watch the Super Bowl. So I think they're expecting like global numbers to go off the chain with this pick.
Hey, I know a few guys in another country that's not gonna watch football or the Super Bowl. Shout out to Skylar Thompson for being okay. Thank you. Thank you for being okay, my guy. Hey, you say the word, we ride at dawn.
For Skylar Thompson?
For an American.
For an American who got jumped in Dublin. Backup Steelers quarterback Skylar Thompson, well, injured Steelers quarterback. I think he's on IR, but he got jumped and robbed. Oh, he got put on IR after someone was like, "You've heard of the Irish goodbye? Well, this is the Irish hello." What?
As I was saying, they probably found out he was Scottish. Didn't like it.
They're like, get this guy out of here. Yeah. What else? Yeah.
No, Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny is the pick. What's your favorite Bad Bunny song?
I can't pronounce it, so I'm not gonna say
I
it.
can't either. I know how it goes, but
it's the one from the promo. It's the one from the promo where he's sitting on the goalpost and he looks up. That's the one.
What a great promo. That was dope. It just starts on Bad Bunny and then it zooms back. He's sitting on some goalposts. It zooms back. You know.
Look, if you watch the ratings, it's going to be high ratings first, second quarter, and then the ratings are going to spike worldwide once the halftime show starts. Everybody's going to tune in at halftime. Then they're going to go back down to regular ratings, which are still pretty high. But yeah, that might be the most watched Super Bowl halftime show. Sorry, Beyonce and your Beehive. You guys will be overtaken this time.
Was Beyonce the most watched one?
I don't know. I just want to fight with those guys.
You just wanted to fight with the Hive.
I just want to fight with those guys.
Yeah, Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show. That's gonna be exciting. We'll see it. Someone was like, I hope he doesn't speak a lick of English.
Listen, I saw a tweet. Someone was like, of course you picked the guy who doesn't speak English. You're not doing this for Americans anymore. And then they had statistics of how many people speak Spanish. I was like, I think Spanish is like the most spoken language.
Someone was talking about like, oh, the NFL's so woke, they're going to get non-American. It's like, there's so many non-American halftime performers. They're like, you just didn't know that they were from England because you were like, oh, a white person. And now this brown guy who actually is an American.
Right. Puerto Rico, American.
And they're like, oh, well, I don't consider. No, we don't need to do that. It's gonna be a good show. We'll see it. All right. Any shout outs before we go?
Oh, man, I swear to God, it's like the edible hits me as soon as you say those words. This is like, I was cool for the whole show. Like, oh, I got shout outs. And then you
shout
say, hey,
to the listeners.
Couple shout outs.
Shout out to the water.
Oh man, you know what? Just shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody. It's been a cool week. I got to watch Notre Dame win. I got to watch the Raiders almost win. Got my hopes up. I was at work watching the game, and I was like, oh, yeah, man. Family's good. My people are good. We can always be better, but we're good. So, yeah, man. Shout out to you, man, and you. But shout out to you, Lance, for always coming up with the greatest producing ever of this show. Yeah.
Notes, write it down. Shout out to Coach Forrest. Man, shout out to whoever invented Dayquil. Man, my stuff has been stuffed up.
You know what's better than Dayquil? Maximum strength Mucinex.
Oh, yeah. That message clears you up. You can breathe again. Definitely we're making that turn into sixth season. It's getting cooler. Yes. More snuffles, more spread.
Wear socks.
Definitely get your flu shots. Stay. Oh my gosh, I got some boogers in my mouth. Yeah, stay healthy. Stay healthy. Do what you have to do. Take your meds. Yeah, that's our show for today. Shout out to the Pod Boys, Polytickin Network, Polytickin Podcast. Shout out to Levasa Island Apparel, www.levasaislandapparel.com, or check them out on Instagram at le_vasa. Man, I want to talk about Trump sending troops to Portland so bad. Bro, what? Oh, anyways, we'll find a different show.
That'll be a whole show for
you. It's so unnecessary. The governor called him and was like, "We don't need you to send troops." And he was like, "Oh, you sound very nice. This is good, but I saw on TV that they're attacking stuff." And it's like, Fox News is showing shit from 2 years ago, Donald.
Oh my gosh.
But I think that just showed, he gets most of his information from TV and social media and people, which I feel like a lot of people, that's like how a lot of people get their information. But as a former reality TV star, he's really into it. He's really into like, this is how information is portrayed. This is how information is sent out to people and people take it. So, and it makes sense. All the people that he's chosen to be part of, the administration, Pete Hegseth, all these other people, they've been on Fox News. They're people that he's seen and trusts and feels comfortable with. Not necessarily, I feel, the most qualified, but it just makes sense. It makes sense.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Bro. Shout out to Auntie Tulsi and trying to make up a freaking big ass scandal that no one in the news was like believing. They're like, actually, oh my gosh. But they're doing it. They're doing it because their boss likes to see stuff like that. He likes to see the press conferences. He's like, oh, this is very official. See, they're saying that I'm right. See, they're saying that I've been hated on. They're saying that people cheated against me. Saying Barack Obama started like a NSA, CIA undercover thing. It's like, bruh, man.
Maybe he did, but you're still an idiot.
No, they called all the generals together. They called all the generals and admirals together today.
Oh, God.
To come sit in an auditorium together and then was going to give them a speech. And I was very surprised to see the speech publicly televised. It was like a freaking photo op. It was a freaking TV. Anyways, that's our show for this week. We appreciate you guys for tapping in.
Stay weird, Portland. Stay weird.
Portland is not on fire. It is not war-torn or ravaged. People were posting pictures from their farmers market, from their bike bus bridge, so yeah, all's good. Don't believe the hype.
What aggression.
Bruh, thinking about leaving this country. The pods will continue no matter what. Don't worry about it. But we'll catch you guys next week after week 5 in the NFL. There's also some other things going on. Baseball, basketball starting. Shout out to Juju Watkins, who will be sitting out the 2025-2026 season as she continues her recovery.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think that was the last one that I wanted to get. All right, we're out. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for hearing the information that we feel is important, and for letting us know exactly what you want to hear. Ballinesian@gmail.com if you want to email us some crazy stuff. We will read it. Come on with it. Questions, sports questions, your own takes, and we can agree with them or lambaste them, whatever. Definitely help us with that content stuff, and we will read that out and credit it to you. Ballinesian@gmail.com if you want to email it. If you feel like DMing it, you can send that straight to @Ballinesian on Instagram and TikTok. Hit up any of our posts and throw that as a comment and let us know exactly what you want us to see, what you want us to talk about. But otherwise, we'll see you guys next week. Same place, same time, Wednesday morning, here on the Polytickin Network. For Coach Forrest, I'm Lance Polytongo. See you guys next time. Stay hydrated, stay blessed, stay balling, love and light. Peace.
Stay Raiders.
Bye, Bonnie. I've been saying that. Bye, Bonnie.